the United States government actually did carry out on our citizens experiments involving radiation. It's a monumental document in more ways than one. But it is a very, very important piece of America's history.
More than 24 people may have been exposed to live anthrax, which can be deadly.
From 1951 until 1974, hundreds of Philadelphia prisoners were used as human guinea pigs in an array of unethical and oftentimes dangerous medical experiments.
So many decades of abuse of prisoners with 33 drug companies tested 153 drugs on the prisoners there.
Oh, it's really only been in the last few centuries that scientists have been able to explore and experiment on humans. But after a point, to really learn about humans, you have to try stuff out on humans.
The DOJ investigation will focus on the following items: harmful and uncontrolled human experiments, inadequate care, harmful restraint practices, and incidents causing needless physical injury.
Well, it was obviously a marriage of convenience. There were folks in the pharmaceutical community and the medical community who wanted to do clinical trials. The University of Pennsylvania is a big research operation, so it was convenient to them and everybody if they could find cheap and available test subjects, and that's what the prison system afforded them.
They signed me to a Johnson & Johnson bubble bath test. Well, they put 6 patches on my back of bubble bath, and it was very toxic. That got into my bloodstream. My one finger was the size of 2 fingers. Broke out. My whole body was inflamed after the poison got into my system. It was benzoids and isotopes in the chemicals in the can. And I was sensitive to it, and it poisoned me, and I'm still suffering from that.
In many cases they were deceived. I haven't found anybody who knew that they were being injected with radioactive isotopes.
Once the Public Health Service authorizes its release, the polio vaccine can begin to protect American youngsters.
164 people developed the paralysis in response to the vaccine. 40,000 suffer a milder polio.
Polyethylene glycol. 70% of people are allergic to this. You'd lose your ability to breathe, and then they would say, oh, the shot is working.
Officials. Well, 46 million of us obediently took the shot. And now 4,000 Americans are claiming damages from Uncle Sam amounting to $3.5 billion because of what happened when they took that shot. 2/3 of them are for neurological damage or even death. Dr. David Senser, then head of the CDC, the Center for Disease Control in Atlanta, he devised the swine flu program and he pushed it. Was X53A ever field tested?
I can't say. I would have to...
It wasn't.
I don't know.
So you told your superiors, the men in charge of the swine flu immunization program, about the possibility of neurological disorders?
Absolutely.
What would you say if I told you that your superiors say that you never told them about the possibility of neurological complications?
That's nonsense. I can't believe that they would say that they did not know that there were neurological illnesses associated with influenza vaccination. That simply is not true. We did know that.
You didn't feel it was necessary to tell the people that information?
I think that over the years we have tried to inform the American people as fully as possible.
I told Judy to take the shot. She wasn't going to take it, and she never had shots. And I'm mad with my government because they knew the facts, but they didn't release those facts because if they had released them, the people wouldn't have taken. And they can come out tomorrow and tell me there's going to be an epidemic, and they can drop off like flies next to me. I will not take another shot that my government tells me to take.
This morning, healthcare workers and several supporters protested against hospitals and medical facilities requiring vaccines for their employees. The crowd quickly grew early this morning after protesters joined each other in prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. For them, it's all about preserving their medical freedom.
It's a moment that's long been coming in the United States, with 76% of people in the country having had at least one vaccination. Deadlines are approaching fast in workplaces, requiring employees to get the shot against COVID-19.
Violence over the vaccine.
I've had my second shot. I'm in bed. I've never been so sick, but I know it's working. Get your shot. Have you lost your minds?